Good day, everybody. This is the Bible in a Year 2021, and this is day 27, Genesis 43 to 45. And this is actually a replacement for the original file because apparently the original file did not have audio. And a little bit of audio will help, right? So I just pray that the Lord's anointing is here so that the essence of what was taught in the first file will come through in the second one now. So we're just to start off with, you remember, right, what we were talking about before with Reuben, the whole thing with Reuben, how rash Reuben was, how Reuben was willing to sacrifice his sons. So it wasn't a matter of Reuben said, if I fail in this, you can take my life. No, he turned around and said, if I fail in this, you can take my sons, as if Jacob is going to kill his grandsons. That's absolutely crazy. So there's this rashness of Reuben, not thinking things through. And then we have Judah. And here we are. Here we see the demonstration of Judah. They're really desperate. They don't have the food. They're all starving to death. And Judah steps up. And where Reuben, being the oldest, failed, Judah now, being of the character that he is, steps forward. And Judah said to his father Israel, "Send the young man with me. Let's get ready to leave so that we can stay alive and not die. We, you, and our children." So he just includes everybody there. "I will guarantee his safety. I," says Judah, "I will guarantee his safety. You can hold me, not my children. You can hold not anybody else. You can hold me responsible. If I don't bring him back to you and place him here in front of you, it will be my fault forever." Man, big difference. Big difference there. So, um, the thing is that Jacob knows. Jacob has been around long enough that he knows that just because you have the ability to do something does not mean you're going to have success. And that success only comes by the favor of the Lord, only comes from his anointing. It's the Lord who makes us successful. We fail on our own, but when we turn to him, when we ask him for favor, when we lean upon him, when we follow his instructions, he gives us success. And so he prays his blessing, may God Almighty, in other words, the Creator, may the Creator make the man compassionate towards you. So, Lord, let them find favor. Let them find your favor in this man so that he may bring back your other brother, Benjamin, with you. But me, if I'm left childless, then I'm left childless. So it's like Jacob is saying here, I'm not going to hold anybody responsible. This is my decision. This is my decision. And in this decision, if I'm left childless, I'm left childless. If you guys are all lost, then I'm all lost. But this is in God's hands. He's done everything that he can. He has this covenant. He has these promises. He's just going to put it in God's hands. He's got to trust him. This is a moment of trust right here. Right here, this moment. This is a moment of trust. He's trusting not Judah. He is trusting the Creator. The Creator who he's gotten to know really well. He's trusting him. Genesis 43 and 30. We see here the compassionate heart of Jacob, or sorry, of Joseph. Too many J's. The compassionate heart of Joseph. He's absolutely moved at the sight of his brother, of his little brother. He's just absolutely moved. Look at this. Joseph's feelings for his brother were so strong. He was about to weep, so he rushed to another room and wept there. This is just absolutely Joseph's heart could have gone so cold. It could have gotten so cold because of bitterness that it didn't matter who it was in front of him. This was his family who he hated because of everything that he had gone through because of them. But no, not at all. He sees his little brother, and the compassionate nature of Joseph just comes out. And we see here in verse 32 what Joseph has been living in. I mean, he's second only to Pharaoh. He is the governor of the entire land. Everything is under him. Pharaoh has trusted him with everything, and yet he lives in a culture of prejudice that they will not forget that he came from a people of shepherds. They look down on shepherds, and they won't eat with him. So they set out his food by himself, their food by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because Egyptians don't allow themselves to eat with Hebrews. This is Joseph, the second in command. Powerful, powerful man, and they will not eat with him. The Egyptians think it beneath their dignity. That's important for when we get into Exodus. That's important to hold on to, that you understand the atmosphere, the attitude that is there. So make note of it. In chapter 44, verse 2, this is really Joseph's final test. He's put them through an awful lot, but he's really trying to see whether they are the same as they were when he last knew them. He's trying to see whether they have changed at all, and this is the final test. Put my cup, the silver cup, on top of the youngest brother's sack. Put together, or together with the silver for his grain. So he did just as Joseph told him to do. So, and you know that they find it, right? And when they find it, what do we hear? It says the brothers, but I really hear Reuben in this. I don't know about you guys, but getting to know Reuben, I hear Reuben in this. Whoever of your servants is found with it will be put to death and will be my master's slaves. Thankfully, the attendant, the servant of Joseph, just kind of ignored this rashness from them and said, "So be it. The person who has it will become my master's slave." Is what he said. Just like, forget you guys. That, like, what? That's weird. That's just weird that you guys would say that. That's, but it's this rashness. Like, Reuben had it for just putting people to death, right? Okay, now in saying that, that's my opinion. That came from more from Reuben, just because of what we see. There's nothing in the Bible saying that was from Reuben. It says the brothers. Okay, so I want to be clear on that. But for me, it's kind of obvious. Genesis 44:16. We see here that Reuben has now been demoted by the brothers. The brothers do not look to him as the oldest anymore. They don't look for his lead right away. It's Judah that steps forward. It's Judah that steps forward, because Judah has taken this responsibility on himself. Even though Jacob came across of like, this is on me, it's not on you guys. This is going to be on me. Reuben, no, Judah feels the weight of this. Judah is responsible and true to his word, true to what he said to his father. Look at this. Judah replied, "What can we say to my master? What words can we use? How can we prove we are innocent? God has found your servants guilty. We are now your slaves, all of us, including the one found with the cup." So here, Judah he's like, "Well, no, I'm not going back without him. I'd rather stay here as a slave than go face my father right now." So that's the first step. Okay, that's the first thing um, that he puts forward. But it's not the no, not the only thing, because Joseph is rejecting that. Joseph saying, "No, I can't do that to an old man. I can't do that." And so Judah takes the next step then in verses 33 to 34. He actually lays down his life in defense of his brother. Imagine how this is going to make Joseph feel. He looks at this and he thinks, "Why didn't you do this for me? Judah, why didn't you do this for me?" You'll remember that Reuben tried to save him, and Reuben just like, I don't know if because of what he did with his father's concubine, just whether he lost any respect with his brothers or what. But when he tried to rescue Joseph, they totally ignored him then too. And so here Judah, though, doing for Benjamin what he did not do for Joseph. It shows there is a change in heart. They've matured, they've grown over these 20 years or so. Now, please let your servant stay as your slave instead of the young man, so that he can go back with his brothers. How can I go back to my father without the young man? I couldn't bear to see how badly my father would be hurt. Man, doesn't that just, when you stop and these are real people. Look at the responsibility Judah is taking. Can you understand why that tribe became a dominant tribe? This is the founder of that tribe. This is the character that he passed down to his children, his grandchildren. Do you understand that? This is the character of that tribe. Um, and we'll read the blessing later that his father had over him because of it. I couldn't bear to see how badly my father would be hurt. Okay, so just a second here. Next slide. So in Genesis 40, 45, and 3. Okay, there needs to be a little processing here. Okay, so Joseph said to his brothers, I'm Joseph. Is my father really still alive? His brothers couldn't respond because they were terrified before him. Okay, Joseph has had all this time, okay, all these months to adjust to seeing his brothers. This has been his plan. Everything's been according to the way he laid it out. He's well in control of this. Now he springs this on his brothers. They need processing time. Joseph's alive, and the first thing they think about is the last thing that they did to him. So they're terrified. Here is this mighty ruler of Egypt, and we did that to him. You can understand why they would be terrified. They're not even processing this properly yet. Uh, and then this is amazing, people. Come on. Joseph standing there, you don't think he's reliving that abuse? You don't think he's reliving that moment of being thrown into the cistern, of being sold to the Ishmaelites? You don't think he's standing there looking at them and having that like it happened yesterday? And yet we find the abused comforting the abuser. Verse 5. Now, don't be upset and don't be angry with yourselves that you sold me here. Actually, God sent me before you to save lives. Joseph went from being a minor shepherd in a large family to the ruler of Egypt, who had the responsibility of distributing all this food. He had the responsibility of gathering it. He has the responsibility of giving it out. Life hangs in the balance, and he's the one who holds the power. Do you understand the perspective, the bigger perspective that his brothers are mere shepherds. They haven't had to run a country like Egypt. They haven't had to do what Joseph had to do. And when you step into that role, it just changes you. It changes your perspective. And that's what God has given him a much bigger perspective here. And he says, God sent me before you to save lives. So Joseph was focused on what God was doing and why. That's a big thing here. That really takes care of bitterness. You realize that? That really takes care of things when you, in your troubles, in your trials, when people do things against you, and God allows you in to see his planning. When you start seeing results coming out of that just amaze you, when you see how God uses that thing in such a greater way, in a greater blessing, it will get rid of all the pain. And he says, God sent me before you to make sure you'd survive, that you'd survive, and to rescue your lives in this amazing way. You didn't send me here. It was God who made me a father to Pharaoh, master of his entire household, and ruler of the whole land of Egypt. So it sounds like it wasn't just the fact that he was ruling the whole land of Egypt, but he was actually managing Pharaoh's household as well. Wow. So purpose trumps bitterness. Yeah, see, he planned to give his family the very best. This is the family that drove him out, the family that sold him into slavery, and yet he planned to give them the very best because purpose trumps bitterness. He had the perspective that God had purpose in this thing. Hurry, go back to your father. That's what he says to your father. Tell him this is what your son Joseph says. God has made me master of all of Egypt. Come down to me. Don't delay. You may live in the land of Goshen. So you will be near me, your children, your grandchildren, your flocks, your herds, and everyone with you. I will support you there. That's important. Underline that. Circle it because it's going to come up again very soon. I will support you there. So you, your household, and everyone with you won't starve, since the famine will still last 5 years. And he says, you and my brother Benjamin have seen with your own eyes that I'm speaking to you. It's me, says Joseph. It's me. And notice he's going to support his family out of his own pocket. It's not going to come out of Pharaoh's pocket. It's not going to come out of the taxpayers. It's going to come out of his own pocket with the wealth that he has accumulated in his position. He's going to take care of his family. That's just amazing stuff. It is. And on top of that, this is Joseph's plan. So it's obviously his prayer. God takes this and without Joseph saying anything, he puts it on Pharaoh's heart. Pharaoh said to Joseph, give your brothers these instructions. Load your pack animals and go back to the land of Canaan. Get your father and your households and come back to me. Let me provide you with good things from the land of Egypt so that you may eat the land's best food. And he assigns them the land of Goshen. Yeah. And then just like that, this is the amazing thing about God. Everything changes in a blink. Everything changes. Just when you think, you're never coming out of this thing. This disaster is forever. You see no hope. You have to hold on to him. You have to hold on to him. And because everything changes in a blink. In verse 28, then Israel said, this is too much. My son Joseph is still alive. Let me go and see him before I die. So you remember before his prayer was, why is this happening to me? When yeah, when Simeon was put in jail and he lost Simeon and he thought Joseph was dead. Joseph was dead. Simeon's in jail and they want to take Benjamin down. It's like, why is this happening to me? And he's gone to, this is too much in such a good way. The blessings as news. It's just too much. Yeah, there's a lot to take out of that, people. Be encouraged. We have an amazing Father. We really do. We have an amazing Father who loves us, who I know a lot of people say we take that out of context. That when God says, I am for you, not against you. And it is true that this is what a message that he was sending to the people in captivity. But that is his character. That is who he is. That is who he is. He is for those that he loves. He is for his children. He is for his people. He's for us. He's not against us. His purpose is to build us up, not tear us down. His purpose is to increase us so that we become more mature, that we grow, that we receive more of him, that we become more dependent upon him. That is his purpose for us, and it's amazing stuff. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go. I love you very much. Sorry for the mix-up in the files without the audio. I pray that this makes up for it. You guys have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you again tomorrow. So God bless.